I've been watching David Wood for quite a while. It's kind of bizarre. He kind of really heavily attacks Islam for his own personal reasons, but what's never what's kind of bizarre to me is how he never reflects over how all of these things that he's critiquing Islam for, how Muhammad was somewhat warlike individual, how he had indecent conduct with Aisha and other problems like that. He always uses that to critique Islam, but how come he never reflects over the Bible? The Bible, Lot had, intercourse with his own daughters. Moses in Numbers 31:18 allowed the Israelites to abduct child war brides. Yahweh, which means Jesus, if you believe in the Trinitarian idea that Yahweh is Jesus, that Jesus is God, Jesus is the same God of the Old Testament. That means Jesus is the same God of the Old Testament. In 2 Kings 2:4, that sent she-bears to kill small children for petty reasons. Of course, all of this just gets swept under the rug. The Bible is far more violent and filled with bloodbaths and rape and torture and human rights abuses compared to the Quran. But David would kind of glosses over all of this. He kind of puts Christianity in a better light for no legitimate reason, and this is kind of despicable. It shows how manipulative he is, because all of the problems he's kind of critiquing Islam for, they're found even more in the Bible and in Christianity. I would say overall the Bible is a book that's far more violent than the Quran. Yahweh, Adonai, Jehovah, which means Jesus as well. If you think Jesus is the same God of the Old Testament, he in various places in the Old Testament commands for genocide explicitly. It's not something, it doesn't have to do with interpretation or any type of imagination you have to use to figure this out. Just again, read through the entire Bible carefully yourself, and you can find dozens of places where the biblical God allows and genocides numerous people. It's quite despicable. Of course, the Amalekites being a famous example, and you can kind of research about them, the Amalekites and the Israelites, and see what happened to the Amalekites. But let's kind of bring it forward, right? David Wood has been kind of added for ages on YouTube, trying to slander Islam, trying to kind of put it in a negative light and trying to put Christianity in a better light. And this is of course, the issue is that Christianity is arguably even worse than Islam on all fronts. According to all metrics for a religion, Christianity is even worse. And the biblical God, he literally kills small children in the Bible, in the Old Testament, in 2 Kings 2:4. Literally, that's explicitly mentioned in the Bible, but of course he just glosses over this. A lot of Christians just gloss over the Old Testament. A lot of Christians they even claim that it's not even important, because the New Testament, even though Jesus said he came to fulfill the Old Testament, he didn't come to abrogate any of the Old Testament or its laws or its teachings. So it's kind of ridiculous. You can't just disregard the Old Testament if you don't like its contents. That's not how it works. Because Jesus he never abrogated the Old Testament. He never said that it's not worthless now. So you have to kind of consider it when you're discussing Christian theology. Of course, again, David Wood, he critiques Islam quite a lot, but he never reflects over Christianity. How the biblical God literally kills small children. He literally allows for genocide numerous times in the Old Testament, but this just gets pushed to the side. The focus is on Muhammad being a warlord, which is kind of ridiculous. The biblical prophets themselves were warlords. I look at the prophet Samuel. He was leading campaigns against the enemies of the Israelites. Many of the other biblical prophets, like Moses, even Moses, he was engaging in warfare. So are they warlords, right? It's kind of ridiculous. Singling out Muhammad is quite it's not a very smart thing to do in this regard. But of course, David Wood is he's not intellectually honest, and that's kind of one of the reasons why he keeps being ignorant about how the Bible is worse than the Quran, how Christianity is even worse than Islam in regards to any type of violence, any type of human rights abuses. It's kind of bizarre. I believe there are more genocides in the Bible than in the Quran, more forms of, again, human rights abuses. And again, I highly encourage any Christian to kind of get a Bible out and a Quran out in the same time period, read through both pieces of works, both books at the same period of time. You'll definitely feel inclined towards what I'm saying. You'd see that I'm correct, that the Bible is more violent than any other religious text out there. But yeah, just to bring it back to David Wood, for years now, he's been kind of slandering Islam, and he's completely ignorant of how Christianity is even worse than Islam on all metrics. But he doesn't kind of reflect, it's kind of bizarre. He doesn't have any type of critical thinking skills. He just kind of ignores how all of these problems in Christianity, and he just kind of puts all the focus on Islam, and that's kind of weird. Of course, it shows his own personal agenda. And hopefully this would change in the future, right?